it was quite easy to use the app, and yeah, it was interesting, man, because I learned that the things that we do actually affects our environment. So we need to be wary of the things that we do in order for us to protect our environment. The materials that we use to build are very important because we've got climate change. We can't control the weather now. I mean, 1 minute it was cold, I'm wearing a sweatpant, now it's hot. So yeah, the things that we use to build our houses is very important. The way in which we place the furniture inside our houses is also very important. So that's what I learned in installing.
We were installing AMA gadgets, a program from Belgium introduced by Planact. Masifika la Wattville late June. People were told and people bayamukela ngezandla ezimhlophe, and azange kube nenkinga eziningi on installation because people were volunteering with their houses, and then we chose different types of houses, different types of sections as per area. And the second installation, nakhona, I wouldn't say much about our problems we didn't encounter.
Project is about measuring indoor heat stress, particularly in vulnerable communities and lower income communities. We're looking at how the building materials they use affect how hot it gets inside their homes. And we're using that data to possibly make recommendations and influence policy to ensure that more just social housing rolls out that is more climate resilient.
How will cities be affected by heat stress mainly? And in this project mainly we have been installing some sensors, which I also work a lot on, within houses to look how heat is affecting the living of people inside in that case.
Ba involved kha ino project ndiko ṱoḓa vhona uri community yashu I shanduke, hube na dzi changes kha community yashu, ri kone u vhona community yashu nayo I tshi khou bvelela. Ndo vha involved kho uri ri kone u installa dzi box, ri checke midi ine baba available ine ra nga kona u panga dzi heat monitoring boxes.
So one of the topics we've been working on quite a bit, again in collaboration with Planact, but also with colleagues in Niamey, in Niger, for instance, is trying to understand the cooling role of urban trees. And to capture that effect, we've been running monitoring campaigns in which we would then put a data logger, a climate sensor basically, in the shade of a tree, and then another sensor a few meters away in the full exposure of the sun, and then measure the heat stress, comparing both, and then trying to understand to what extent or with what sort of amplitude or intensity the trees could effectively cool the local environment.
In the field with the stakeholders on the ground and also seeing things for ourselves gives us a lot of new ideas on how we can properly adapt and which kind of measures that can be very simple sometimes can be taken to really make that the areas get cooled in an as good way as possible and also like an efficient way as possible. So I think that's a bit what we're seeing here. It's also very nice to be welcomed so beautifully in the communities for the first time, and that we can actually enter the houses of the people just like that are really involved in the project, that they're interested in, of course, let's say improving their own living conditions and their own thermal comfort in such situation under a changing climate.
It is definitely a sustainable solution in terms of costings. It's one of the more cost-effective ways to accumulate data. The rollout is quite easy and fast as well, and you can uplift the community as Planact did here. They uplifted the community installed the devices, and we just monitor, but basically it's built on the back of the community. And
our partners Veto, it's not our first time working with them. We've worked with them on a few monitoring campaigns before this. They did help us with their prototype wet bulb globe temperature loggers, but this time they are working with us as data specialists. They're helping us visualize and analyze the data, and they're helping us make sense of all these numbers that we're getting from all these sensors that we've installed in the household, and helping us turn them into recommendations that can hopefully get picked up by relevant government departments.